Hey, this is Kirk.
And this is Byrd. This is the Kirk and Byrd Show. We've got with us today two rising senior star athletes at Battlefield High School. We've got with us Cole Woodson and Cameron Binkowski. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you, Robert.
Oh, thank you for having me.
So these two guys are rising seniors. They've played varsity almost their entire high school career. But the unique thing about them is they've committed before the season started where they're going to college, and we'll let them tell you more about that. But in their high school regular season and on varsity, they are 30-0. They have never lost a regular season game. So that they've and they're in, to me, one of the toughest districts and regions in the state. This is the region that produced Freedom High School in the last two state championships. But I'm sorry, we got Jay Gholson. I was purposely leaving out Jay. So Jay, welcome to the show, bro.
And remember, the voice of Hilton.
Right.
And Battlefield play Hilton at Hilton, I think August 28th. So come out there for you and root against Cole and Cam.
Just Jay, you might be able to play Sweet Caroline without getting beat up there. You know?
All hip hop.
Hey, please subscribe to us on YouTube. High school football is starting. We're going to have a lot of content. We'll have experts from around the state. So make sure you subscribe to us, share our videos. You can like them and comment. And then if you just Google the Kirk and Byrd Show, all of the different forums that we're on will show up, and you can check us out, video or audio.
Let's talk about what you all have done since last season. Your last game of the year was against Freedom. Well, that was the regional championship, right?
Mm-hmm.
Regional championship. And so what has happened since that? What have you been doing in your off season? Did you play other sports, or were you heavily involved with the recruiting process? So we'll start with you, Cole.
Well, I jumped into track season pretty much. I started training for track. So like a lot of speed training. I did some lifting, but stuff for my hips, all that. So I hopped into track season, and that took me through the spring, and I did pretty good. I mean, I ended 8th in the state in the 100. So
wow.
Yeah, so I ran 10.73. That's my best time. That landed me 8th in the state. So it was pretty successful. That's pretty much what I did, honestly. Yeah.
It's good to see you run track.
I know.
What about you, Cameron?
I just did pretty much everything I could, whether it was the weight room or speed and agility or anything like that, D-line training. I went to a C4 weekly on with Coach Brown. A bunch of guys go there to go working for D-line, and that helped a lot technique-wise for D-line just to get better for this next season. Then I was heavy in the weight room mainly.
Okay.
I have a question, though, for Cole first, and then Cam. Now, you guys are very successful. Now, how did you deal with the freedom game? What did you learn about yourself or your team, or what did you learn how to get better from that experience?
I mean, I guess for me, it's a loss. Like, just come back better next year, I guess. Like, I don't really know. I didn't take it like too bad. I mean, I guess it's the worst beat that I've had, so it's always different for me. But it's you're gonna lose some. So I mean, we just got outplayed. So it's not like I was too hung up about it. You guys gotta let it go by you, honestly. Like, I think you don't think about it like that much.
Okay, that's good. And Cam?
Yeah, I just think it wasn't our day. We all have those bad days, and just take what we can from it film wise, and the next year we can do what we can do to prevent that.
Good answer.
Let folks know you guys were involved in the recruiting process, and you both recently made your commitment to where you're going to be going to school. So again, Cam, you've been on the show, so we'll start with Cole. Cole, what was the recruiting process like? What were some of your top schools, and where did you commit to?
Okay, so I committed to the University of Pittsburgh, hence the shirt right here. Yeah, so it's exciting. But as far as the recruiting process, it was pretty like intense, I would say. I mean, my top was probably where I OV'd, so it would be obviously Pitt, Duke, I was really big on Duke, UVA, VT, and Syracuse. They came in late, but I mean, it was just a lot of a lot of contact with coaches constantly. I would say. I mean, it was good though. Like I don't take it for granted or anything, but I would say at the end for me it was really Duke and Pitt. And I ended up selling on Pitt really had recruited me hard, and I felt like I had a good connection with the coaches and whatnot, and so I just landed at Pitt.
Cole, what was it about Pittsburgh? Because we had Jordan Bass from Phoebus Highland a couple years ago, and he came to Pittsburgh. And I know his dad and talked about it, but what was it? I mean, that's a great school. It's a great football program, and it's also a great city. What was it about that, Pittsburgh that you and your family liked?
Well, I really like Coach Narduzzi. I think he's a straight shooter. I think he's a good coach as well as a good man, and that was really important for my family and I. As far as the football aspect, I would say for DBs, especially they produce DBs. I mean, you can see it. They put a DB in the league every year since 2018, I think.
Yeah.
Wow.
Coach Sand, they have they're tied with Georgia for active DBs in the league right now. I'm pretty sure. So you wouldn't think it though. It's Pittsburgh, but they still have solid football. They won the ACC 2 years ago. Coach Sanders, DB coach, and Coach Collins, who works with the corners. I mean, they're really I had a really good connection with them, really good bond with them, and they really know what they're doing as far as DBs and where I fit in the defense. They could explain it very well. And all the things, and also just teams go to them for DBs. I mean, their DBs are smarter than others because of what they do along the coverages. And I think what I do in high school can translate to what I do at Pitt as well.
Absolutely.
Before we go to Cam, I just want to ask you, Cole, when did you get your first offer?
I got my first offer. Technically, I got it before my sophomore season because I got Tech really early.
Wow.
So I got it my freshman summer going into sophomore year because Caleb played he committed Tech. They Coach Pride called Hatfield and was like, "Can he run? Is he athletic? You think he's going to be?" And he was like, "Yeah." So the same day we were there on a visit, he offered me.
All right, Cam, why don't you let us know about your recruiting process and tell us where you decided to play college football?
Yes, sir. I decided to play at Army West Point for football, and
Yay!
And the recruiting process I would say was a great experience, and I was blessed to have. And there were a lot of great coaches that I was able to meet in the process and build a great relationship with. But at the end of the day, Army just ended up being the school that I felt was best for me. And some points were obviously a little stressful with all the communication and stuff going on, but at the end of the day, I think Army was the best decision for me.
Now, question for Cam and Cole: having an older brother that plays a year ahead of you guys or 2 years ahead of you guys, how they help you with their recruiting process?
Who do you want to
Cam.
I would definitely, because then you kind of know what to expect off of seeing them go through the process themselves. Whether it was coaches come to the house and you were there to meet them and stuff like that, and it definitely helped. So you weren't so nervous and not knowing what to expect going into it. So I was just saying the main thing would probably just be knowing what to expect when starting the process.
Okay. And Cole?
Yeah, I would say definitely gave me an advantage just and my parents, honestly, their second time through it, just to see what's real and what's not, honestly. See through all the all the talk and really get to the points that matter. And just for me personally, I would say kind of what Cam was saying, just it's not my first rodeo with this, just being more comfortable and just knowing what to look for. Yeah.
Okay.
Cam, you're looking to play defensive line up at West Point.
Not deep. It's an outside linebacker or the dog position. So it's
Okay.
not. It's a stand up most of the time off the edge, but it's not.
I was going to ask you what you were projecting as, because there's a lot of movement. What was it about Army that attracted you? Obviously, it's got a great history.
Yeah.
Unbelievable education, but they also play in a pretty good football conference. What was it about that package up at Army?
Yeah, so I'll start off with the schedule you play there and the sort of games you get to play in with going to Notre Dame every year, and obviously the Army Navy game and stuff. The competition they play is next level, and I would say just the environment there is awesome. How like obviously the academics you get there, it sets you up pretty good for the rest of your life, and obviously I would say like obviously the serving part was probably the biggest question. Like if I wanted to do that or not, but I kind of look at it like if it would be any other job, get the 5 years and then you can go and do whatever you want. And yeah, and then I would say just the location as well. It's a really nice place, and just the history behind it and everything about it I just loved, so that's why I ended up picking.
How far is it from here to West Point?
About 6.
Drive. Yeah, it's
About
for us, like probably 5.
Yeah. It depends on how you go. You can go around New York City and get there. One of the things I was going to point out, Cam, is that, when I interview guys that have been or people that have been in the military, there's a lot of things I don't have to ask them. So if you think about that commitment you're going to make, that 6 years, it's going to give you an advantage in the work world, because I got to tell you, when I interview men and women that have been in the military, there are so many things that I know they have that I don't have to go ask them questions to set it up to see how they react. So I think that's going to serve you well, very well.
Absolutely.
How long have you all played together? Did you just start in high school, or did you play youth sports together or against each other?
I mean, football, high school out, right?
Yeah.
You got it.
Who did you play youth football for?
Reagan.
I didn't.
Middle
My
school.
first year of football was 9th grade.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you
Yeah.
play flag?
So our freshman year of high school was our main, like that was when we actually played together for the first time as a team.
Yeah.
Cole, did you ever play flag football?
I played flag like 1 or 2 years. Yeah, I played like when I was like I don't know, like 9, 10. Yeah.
Now, was that intentional, or you just weren't interested, or you played other sports?
I was gonna play 8th grade, then COVID hit. My mom wouldn't let us
Okay.
play till 8th grade, and then COVID hit. And then so there was no school. So
Totally get that. I coached football for about 20 years, but and I started playing it around, I think I was 10 or 11. But one of the things that I've learned over the years is, a lot of parents are really energetic and want to throw their kids into tackle football, but I was very intentional. And I've heard this from the pros like Peyton Manning and a lot of guys who have, this is how their dads raised them. They played in the league, but you don't lose much or anything from not playing tackle before middle school, And so one of the things no, not saying people shouldn't or can't, but I think the wear and tear on your body is a lot less, but also you can get the skills and you can get a lot of that stuff down playing flag football. So no, that's cool. I was just wondering, and that was the kind of a philosophy I did with my kids in terms of when they started much later in tackle. Yeah. All right.
Now, question for you guys: this season, what are your expectations? You first, Cole. Give me your team goals and individual goals.
Team goals, I would say, I mean, definitely win the region, and then playing that state game. I think we can compete in the state for sure this year. Personal, I just want to have a good season, have fun with it. I want to have 4 pick sixes.
That's my
personal goal. So I want to, so I would have had 4, but I dropped one at Freedom. But I want to have 4.
Announce the game.
So I want to
free.
beat. I want to, you got to keep going up. So I want to try to get 4 this year. I guess that's a good goal for me. Yeah.
Okay.
But hold on. It's hard to do that if they make sure they never throw where you are. Right. So some of the best corners in the league, it's like, well, they don't have big stats because they don't throw their way at all. But you want to get those. I feel you getting pick six is awesome. But after 3 years of film on you, that wouldn't be a wise move by any quarterback. But yeah, what about you, Cam?
Team goals, I would definitely just say is to win. When you're winning, you're having fun, and just whether it's the region, the states, our goal is to make it as far as we can and win every game, take it week by week, and then personal goals, I would just say have fun and do better than I did last year and improve.
Now, basically last year you had 22 sacks last year. Can you give me 25?
We'll see.
25. That's 2.5 a game. You can do that, Cam. Why don't you guys tell us a little bit about the Battlefield team? I mean, you guys have got a tradition of winning there. Y'all are 30-0, and the path to a state championship this year may be a little more achievable. Cole, just tell us about your team as far as the Battlefield, as far as starters coming back and some of the other players and some of the additions, maybe.
Yeah, so I think our team, we're pretty well fit this year. I mean, something about us is we all have a great bond. Like when we're on the field together, we really it's just a family culture, which really helps us. I mean, we got a good O-line. Our D-line is definitely best in the state. We got some young guys stepping up in the defensive backfield. We have me and Murray, and then 2 probably rising sophomores that are going to maybe play. Offensively, our QB, Callum, he's coming back. He got a year under his belt, so it's going to be exciting to watch him perform. Receivers, we got, Banning, me, Ramey's going to come up. Some young guys going to fill some slots. Sage Davis come back at running back. So we're pretty geared up to play this season, I would say.
How fast is Caleb Moshe?
I mean, he ran track. His PR was a 10.88, so he's pretty fast. Yep.
Now for you, Cole, this is what I would do. Buy him lunch every day to throw you the football. You got the money. Just buy him, give him a little meal here and there, and come game time, remind him.
Obviously, I would say the culture at Battlefield for football is the main thing. How we've been able to do so well these last couple of years, and especially our coaching staff. We were blessed to have them come in our freshman year, and they've been the most experienced and just the overall best coaching staff I've ever had, and they've helped me a lot in this 3 years, and just to make me a better player in person. And without them, I don't think we would be where we are as a team right now, because they worked us into that type of culture and stuff. So that's the main thing. And then player wise, we still have the same D line. Obviously, we're going to do what we need to do, and then our linebackers are young, and I would say our whole team is definitely young, and we're hungry. And I would say our offense, we have a great O-line coach. Our line's going to be good, and then just our whole offense and defense, we're fired up and we're looking good right now.
Now on the front four, it's you, Hayden Lovelace, and who else?
Me, Hayden, Emmanuel. We have a few others.
Okay.
Yeah.
You guys always play Patriot last game of the season? Is that a tradition? You're always playing them? That it? Yes. Okay. That could be for home field advantage in the playoffs. All that. That's a really good game outside of being a rival too.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all be 2 of the top teams in the region. So
now, are they your friends at all, Patriot players, or y'all don't talk to them
outside of football?
Yeah.
Yeah. Whenever.
There's no love lost, but I guess so. You guys talk to the players.
Yeah, I mean, when we go to C4 and stuff, there's Battlefield, Gainesville, Patriot, everyone kind of goes there. So we talk, but nothing outside of football, it's nothing serious.
Okay.
Who are your who's on your Mount Rushmore of football players? And it doesn't have to be NFL. It could be, because there have been some people that I think were some of the greatest football players, but were doing it in college, or seeing Allen Iverson play high school football is amazing, but he didn't play in a college or pros because he was playing basketball. But we'll start with you, Cameron. Who would you say would be on your Mount Rushmore, meaning your top 4 football players, and give me why?
All right. Pretty sure I answered this last time.
Yeah.
I don't want to say different players, but
Oh,
obviously Tom Brady,
yep, you did say that. Yep.
the GOAT. I don't need to explain much there. And I'm gonna be a little biased. I'll probably list the next 3 will probably be defensive players. So I'll probably go with Lawrence Taylor,
Yep.
Deion Sanders.
Yeah.
And last time, I think the other one you mentioned, can I try to remember? Say Ray Lewis.
It was Ray.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Now,
But I am a big Aaron Donald fan, just because how he changed kind of the position,
yeah.
how small he was and how quick he was, and just how dominant he was at that position for his size.
Okay. All right. What about you, Cole? Who would you say are your top 4 football players that you would say are some of the greatest? And again, it doesn't have to be professional.
Well, I'll say, not like all time, but I'll say like for me as a defensive back, I'm gonna say like for the I would say Derwin James. I mean, I think he's one of the last like really hard hitting safeties left in the league. I really like Derwin James. Troy Polamalu.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna go Darrell Revis at corner. I mean, he was insane. And then Deion Sanders. I mean, he was different.
Okay. All right.
Cole, when you want to get away from everything, what you have a go-to activity? Like, do you like to binge watch? Do you play golf? I mean, what are some of the things that you do when you get away from football?
I like to hoop. Like, I like to play some basketball, some pickup, or shoot around. I like to play cards, like poker or whatever, with my friends. And then I don't know. I mean, I do stuff in the stock market, like trade options and stuff, but that's like kind of stressful. So it's not like, I mean, I do it in my free time sometimes though. But yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah,
That was great.
you want to work with Radio Shack and Enron. What you want to do, Cole? Do y'all have a spot in Haymarket for basketball?
Yeah. Well, I just play at the club gym. Yeah. And
Now,
there's a lot of outdoor courts too, though, like all scattered throughout.
now, Cole, are you a shooter or are you a passer?
He's a shooter.
I'm a facilitator. I can shoot, or I can shoot, pass, do it all.
That tells me he I could pick his pocket even when he brings the ball up the court.
Nah, I'll just pull it right in your mouth.
Okay. All right.
How about you, Cam?
I got old man game. Let me tell you that. I'm gonna be physical. I'm gonna post you. I don't care how tall you or Cam are. I'm gonna post you up, give you a bunch of head fakes, and then call foul if I don't make it.
Gotcha.
How about you, Cam?
My free time on the weekends, most of the time when there isn't, we're a big UFC family, so we'll
Yeah,
watch
that's right.
UFC for like 7 hours straight, and then if I ever can just get on the game, I'll play some Xbox or something like that. So that's pretty much what I do in my free time.
Now you say 7 hours straight, like from like 8 p.m. to like 2 a.m. or
Well, it's banks because there's early prelims and main card.
Okay.
Early prelims start around like 6, depending on the time. Prelims start at 7 or 8, and then the main card starts at 10. Could either end at like 12 or 1, depending, because there's 5 fights, depending on how long the fights are.
wow. Are they in Vegas?
Most of them are, but they
Okay.
do stuff all around the world.
Have you been to any?
Yeah, I went to UFC. I was able to go to UFC 285 with my dad and my brothers. I got John Jones versus Cyril Gane when he won the heavyweight title.
Where was
Wow.
that? Where was that?
Vegas.
Vegas. Okay. All right. Cool. All right.
Now, when we're recording this, it's right before you guys start your season, but it's the Olympics right now. So I want to ask you all, in the Olympics, outside of any, even like revenue sports, so not basketball, but what non-revenue sport, if you could be, and Cole, not track, just because I know you would probably say that, but what sport would you play or would you like to be really good at and participate in the Olympics in?
Well, I was a junior Olympic swimmer when I swam instead of play football when I was younger, so I would say swimming.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
That's
so
why I asked that
all
question.
three of my brother, we all swam. Caleb was really good. He was nationally ranked. So
Wow.
that's what yeah. So swimming is like no joke. Like it was. I mean, talk about get your like mentally, physically like drained. I mean, but that really helped me honestly. Like swimming really helped me with football now and just life. Like it really can get you in the right mindset.
Now, were
Okay,
you like
yeah.
free backstroke, breast stroke?
I was free and back.
Okay. So I would have drowned.
That's funny.
What about you, Cam? What sport would you think you would participate in the Olympic?
If I had to pick one, probably is wrestling. I've only wrestled
I was
once.
getting ready to say that.
I've only been able to wrestle once or twice in middle school, and then haven't really had an opportunity due to some things in high school. But I would like to wrestle this year after football. It's a little late, but
you are?
I want to. There's nothing. It's not
Okay.
worth. It's like it's worth trying. It's a little late. I'm pretty much know nothing now, but it's always been something that I've been interested in. Just haven't been able to start it up.
Yeah.
That would be great. Yeah, I was wondering if you were going to say wrestling or boxing or even judo.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or the Man Valley guys. I'm joking.
What about you, Kirk? What sport would you participate in if you could be really good at it and make the Olympics?
I would. It's not summer, but I would like to snow ski because I've only done it a few times, and you need to do that a while. So I would say skiing. I like to snow ski, but I haven't done it enough. And if you look at those skiers going down those mountains, it is unbelievable what they do. That's probably the biggest fear that I would have. So overcoming that. So that would be snow skiing.
What about you, Jay?
Oh, basketball.
No. Okay,
No
okay.
revenue sport.
No revenue sport, but I will let you do 3-on-3 because that's in there now.
Yeah, I just
Even though it's become a revenue sport with what Ice Cube has done. Okay, so you could do 3-on-3 basketball. All right. Yeah, I would. I have been watching some of the things that just are crazy skills, and like I've never done them or could do, but I would do like badminton. We were watching that. It is
It's
unbelievable how badminton.
Yeah.
You're like, it's crazy. It's like tennis, obviously, but that ball is coming so much quicker. And oh man, I was watching that just like unbelievable. It's like when you watch Olympic level ping pong. It's like, what in the world? It's just incredible. Okay. All right, Kirk, you can keep going. But I just thought we'd find out that.
All right, we're gonna bring this one back. Cole Woodson, $5 billion after taxes is yours. Now, part of your answer cannot be you're going to take care of your parents, you're going to start a foundation, you're going to do all these wonderful things. We know you're going to do that. What would you do? Tell us 3, 4, 5 things that you would do with $5 billion, not a million. Billion.
I would probably buy property in every continent. I'd probably buy a yacht. I get some dogs and I get a huge fish tank in one of my houses. I buy expensive fish. And then
where would your houses be? Because when you're that kind of money, you can have.
I would get. So I don't know. I mean, I would get one. Both. I would get east and west coast of the U.S. I would get one. Sydney, Australia. I don't know. Probably. It's got to go something tropical. I don't know. Maybe Virgin Islands. Europe. I don't know. Italy. Something like that. Spread them out.
First 2 cars? Tell us about your first two cars you'd buy.
First two cars. Whew. I would say GTRS, Porsche GTRS, and maybe a Maybach. I don't know.
Oh,
Cam,
stylish.
Cam, we know you're going to take care of the family. We know you're going to start a foundation, all those things. What are you going to do with $5 billion?
A lot of money. I don't even know.
I bet you find out.
I would make sure
Cars, automobiles. Let's just say everybody's got top 2, 3, 4 automobiles. What would you buy?
a Rolls Royce.
Oh,
Okay, there you go.
I've never been like crazy into sports cars, but
Me
I would
neither, man. That's what that's
like
interesting.
it's like a plain, just a Mustang.
a Mustang?
Yeah.
What about an NFL team?
What was that?
What about buying an NFL football team?
Oh, if I bought a team, I would for sure buy the Steelers.
Okay. Okay.
You know, with
Good
sports
answer.
now, I don't know the 5 billion would. There's a lot of teams 5 billion probably wouldn't do it. You know,
Oh
Now,
yeah.
where would you have your houses, Cam?
Probably one in Hawaii, and maybe one in Florida, and I have no idea. I couldn't tell you anywhere else.
One in Pittsburgh. You're on the team.
Jay, what about you? Tell us what you would do, because I know us older guys have a much better idea of what we would do with that money.
5 billion?
Yeah,
First, he would pay off some of his student loans that have been accruing interest because you've been paying the minimum balance each month.
I would 5 billion. I would buy a house in Beverly Hills, condo and park in New York City, Miami, Italy, and buy a sports team.
which sport?
I would buy the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh, 5 billion ain't gonna buy them, man.
I think. Oh yeah.
Nah, no way, man.
5 billion.
Not
5
5
billion.
billion, not anymore. Maybe 10.
Now, with
Redskins
that
were like
stadium and
Commanders were
everything,
like 6, I think. That's
Yeah.
the top. That's the top sports franchise in the world.
Yeah,
now
I'll buy the Wizards.
Well, you can buy them.
you can buy
Yeah.
them. You might be able to buy them yourself now.
Rusty
Yeah.
Byrd, you would buy a gospel recording label, but outside of that, what would you buy? Kirk Franklin, sign him up.
I would buy a gospel label and I'd buy Death Row.
Okay.
But no, I you know what? People like 5 billion is a lot of money, but I wouldn't live extravagantly. I would, have some nice stuff. But my goal would be to double and triple that 5 billion. So I'm investing. I want to make money off my money. So whereas I'm investing it well, but buying properties or things that I can turn around because I want my 5 billion to be 15 billion in a couple of years so I can buy any team I want. But with the 5, I mean, with the 5, I think I would buy a basketball team in a nice city and get some investors. So I would have bought like the Phoenix Suns, they just were recently purchased 2 years ago. But yeah, like I'd buy an NBA franchise, and that also has a WNBA franchise that I could own both.
That's good
Okay.
stuff. We always say, and if you ever want to get common ground with somebody, you ever want to talk, you can talk food, which we're going to talk. You talk movies and you talk music, right? Those are things that everybody likes to talk about. You can go across cultures and all kinds of different things. So Cole, if you're on a deserted island and you could only eat one meal for the rest of your life, what would it be? Don't worry about health. If it's not healthy, but one meal, what would the meal be?
Can can I do like a main and like side dishes?
You
Or
do
like
anything
side?
you want, man. Yeah.
Yeah. I would say a filet mignon with baked potato, green beans, and bread.
Okay. How you like
Okay.
your filet mignon prepared?
Medium.
Okay. How about you, Cam?
Mine's a lot similar to his, just a medium rare steak. Some and, probably some mushrooms.
Yeah. Okay. All right. That's good. That's good. That's good. How about movies? Do we Cam, do you have a favorite movie? And if you don't have a favorite, do you have like a top 3 or 4?
Yeah, I wouldn't say I have a top favorite movie that I could lift off the top, but types of movies, I'm a lot into the, action war type movies, and then, the Creed series is probably one of my favorite. And then there's I could go on and on about war movies, on Survivor, 13 Hours, all of those are
Have you
great.
seen Band of Brothers?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that's a great one. I've seen that over and over again.
Okay.
Dick Winters was retired up in Hershey, not too far from here. I don't know if you knew that or not.
I
So,
didn't.
how about you, Cole?
I'm really big into war movies and war and history in general. I'm really big history guy. So I like all those. He mentioned like 13 Hours, Lone Survivor. I like Hacksaw Ridge too.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite ones, I would say. Um, I mean, I like this TV show. It's really short, but it's Rise of the Ottoman Empire. It's on Netflix. It's really good.
Uh-huh.
Rise of the Yeah, it was really good. And then as far as like for my roots, like kid, I like the Lorax. Like the Lorax, I like that movie.
Oh yeah.
It's a classic.
What about you, Jay? If you've done this before, I've forgotten, man.
Movie?
Yeah. Well, tell us your top movie and maybe top 3 or 4.
I would say Ocean's 11. Remember the Titans. I'm gonna go really, really old school because I was a kid when this came out. Saturday Night Fever.
All right.
Oh yeah,
But I was like 9 years old when it came out.
yeah. John Travolta was the man.
Yeah, he was.
Rusty.
For me, I like true stories. And so I like a remember the Titans. But sometimes when they take that creative license, they go way too far. But I like a Hoosiers. Remember the Titans. I also like a lot of documentaries. So my favorite movie of all time is Hoop Dreams. That was
Oh,
one of the first like real documentaries. Like they followed those dudes for like 5 years. And so that was when I saw that, I was like, yo, look, he went from being a little 8th grader to being a man in college. Like I thought that was just the coolest. And you can't predict the outcome. It's not always a happy ending. So I like documentaries.
Yeah. I was just thinking when you're surfing the channels, and by the way, network TV is kind of going away with the way we get it now. I was thinking about that, but is there something that you'll always stop? And for me, Shawshank Redemption is on all the time, and I got to stop and watch it. Forrest Gump, whoever has royalties on that, Tom Hanks going to make money forever. I always stop. Heat is another one. That's a long one. And I don't know if I've said this before, but one of my sleepers is I keep watching this over and over again is American Gangster, where Denzel Washington plays Frank Lewis, the guy that ran drugs in Harlem in New York City. And Russell Crowe is the detective that takes him down. That is an amazing movie. And I watch that one all the time. So
That's based on a true story.
yeah, it is. Yeah, yeah. And by the way, there's The Godfather of Harlem, which is an FX series that Forrest Whitaker plays him, and that's longer, and that is very good. That's a very good.
I was going to say that. Yeah.
We'll have a preview, okay, of the whole state, and we'll talk about 6 a lot. We'll have Matt Hatfield, if you guys know him, he does Virginia Preps. He's an encyclopedia, and then we'll have some media guys also. So I think that it should be interesting. I mean, I could see very well, and I'm not just saying this because you all play at Battlefield, but I could see Battlefield playing an Oscar Smith in the state championship. I could definitely see that. So it gets started tomorrow. So good luck, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So I thank you, man, guys, for joining us. Before we let you go, is there anybody you want to give a shout out to? Any family members or coaches or friends, or I don't know how many NIL deals you guys already have, but if you want to promote something.
H2P.
Okay.
Cam?
All right.
My parents and my coaches.
All right.
Ooh,
Yeah.
good.
Your brother just started too, didn't he?
Yes, sir. He got there June 30th. They just started camp 2 days ago.
There you go. All right. Good stuff, man. Good stuff.
All right. Well, look, guys, thanks again for joining us. I saw a couple of your games last year. I'm gonna try to come out to even more. That regular season finale against Patriot was a classic. That was a classic. That was an amazing game. So good luck this year. Stay strong in the classroom because I know you're great students. And then remember your role models, and I know you guys know from when you were in 8th or 9th grade and you were looking up, there's a lot of young people out here that are at the middle schools that are playing in your program, freshmen, sophomores that are looking up to you guys. So continue to do what you're doing and the way you carry yourself, and that will help those young ones come up and display that positive character, but also continue that great program and tradition of winning. So
Yes, sir.
for my man Jay Gholson, Kirk Hilliard, and the Battlefield brothers Binkowski and Woodson, we want to thank you all for being on the show. This is the Kirk and Byrd Show, and we are out.